Okay, quick video for myself, Harvey Goldman. No cuts, no edits, no filters, and no hair. So, for today's video, the UK's youth, Gen Z, why are they quietly quitting? Why are they quitting on their future? Well, let's face it, they've not got a lot to look forward to, have they? Surveys from the Resolution Foundation last year basically show that 80%, 4 out of 5, Gen Zers say that they'll never afford a house. And that's pretty miserable. They see university as just a debt trap now. So the average student basically leaves with around £60,000 in debt, some much, much more. And that's just on a 3-year course. Imagine if you're doing something like architecture, you're doing something like law, a medical degree, Jesus, that would be astronomical. Basically, more young adults now than ever are having to live with their parents. And it's not even that they're choosing to live with their parents, it's that they have to. In fact, that's over 4.5 million are now staying in the family home longer than they feel they'd like to. Now, obviously, this causes a bit of a crisis, not just in terms of not just in terms of finances, but in terms of mental health. Imagine how valueless, how worthless you'd feel if those are your prospects. No chance of getting a house, a massive chance of getting huge piles of debt to get the education, to not get the job that you want, that won't pay you the money that you need to just survive anyway. It's ridiculous. The mental health crisis that Gen Zers are facing is rampant. Suicide rates among the under 30s are at a 20-year high, and that's proof alone. So it's no wonder that Gen Zs particularly are basically quiet quitting. And they're basically trying to do anti-work, where you just turn up at work and you do as little as possible, or the bare minimum, just so you don't get fired. Gen Zs are rejecting hustle culture as well. I'm a massive advocate of a side hustle. I love a side hustle. Gen Zs, not so much. And I think their view is, why would they play the game when the game is rigged? And on that level, I can't disagree with them either. Hope still should exist. I mean, the rise of alternative careers, things like AI, is going to create job opportunities, particularly for those that are AI minded, or that were born in the age of the internet and computers, that many people of my age wouldn't even think exist. So there are going to be careers, there are going to be side hustles and jobs that are coming up that we never even thought possible. So there is that little bunch of grapes to hang on to in terms of hope. And obviously, more and more Gen Zers and millennials are turning to content creation. So some Gen Zers are actually building their own systems, or they're using systems that are out there already to create other avenues for themselves. So I guess the answer to this is that you need to be savvy and you need to be clued up. You need to do your research. You need to work out where your strengths lie and then play to those strengths. And where possible, grasp opportunity after you've sought it. You know, it might be that in actual fact, for this generation, that you need to create your own luck. And you can't count on anybody. You can't count on the government. You can't count on the system. You definitely can't count on education. Traditionally, education, unless you're in the advanced end of it and you're doing something in medical or something like that, where it's at the cutting edge, education's very much behind. And I speak from somebody with experience. I've been in marketing and web design and so on for years and years and years. And the amount of people fresh out of university I see that come up to me with fantastic new marketing ideas. And I'm like, yeah, that was big 10 years ago. Like you've missed the boat. But that's what they're getting taught. That's what they're getting taught at universities. That's what they're paying to be taught. They're paying to be taught innovation and systems and ways of working that are in some cases 10 years out of date. So you need to do your own research. You need to really question whether that university degree, which looks great on paper, looks brilliant when you post it on Facebook and your Instagram and your TikTok and all the other crap that we love, whether that huge amount of debt is really going to get you that job. Because invariably many Gen Zers are finding out that's not the case. What's your experience of this? Let me know. Really interested to find out. Stick it in the comments. YouTube's going to put another video probably about there somewhere. Give it a look. Like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, all that jazz. Another video tomorrow. Goldman. Peace out.